Hi, welcome to Quarter Life Problems with Mel. And yeah, this is where I talk about all the ups and downs and everything else in between that's going on in my 20s. And yeah, so it's just like where I talk about all these problems that I have, I guess. And yeah, and maybe stuff that you might relate to, or you might not, and that's totally okay. Um, But yeah, so welcome to the third episode of this podcast. And yeah, today I'll kind of just um I had some time off this weekend, so I didn't really plan what I wanted to talk about this for this episode. So, for this episode, I'll just kind of ramble on a little bit of my weekend and how that went. I'll also talk about kind of just my motivation, I guess, and how I've lost it a little bit. And yeah, so I'll just talk a little bit about that motivation, kind of what I'm doing, how I'm doing, what I've been up to. If you want to listen to me and just like ramble on a little bit, I guess, stick around. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'll be talking about this week. Hopefully for the next, I'll have something for sure planned. But again, that's kind of what my podcast is about, right? Like just having the chance to just talk. Because I like to talk and yap sometimes. So yeah, I guess we'll start with like my personal check-in, which is kind of what I guess will also just be my whole part of my topic as well, which is where I just talk about kind of what I've been up to and yeah, so and kind of how I'm doing mentally. Again, I for this weekend, oh my God, I'm like, what did I even do? For this weekend, I had like a long weekend, kind of just off and did nothing. No, I went to NorCal, which means I went to Davis, um, San Francisco, and SAC. So I just wanted to visit. I have like this bucket list, or I guess this checklist of like things and experiences I want to have. And in that list, it's not really like an actual list. It's more so a list made up in my head. Um, I guess it's just taking the Amtrak. While I was in Davis in my 3 to 4 years, I told myself I would never take the Amtrak, like to go home, like on breaks, and I never did that. And I told myself that because I did not want to be on the train and bus for 9 hours. It's a 9 hour trip. Driving, you can make it 6 hours, maybe even a little less. Um, And again, a flight is just an hour. So I always told myself I would never take the train or the bus. But again, so I very much kind of have that, and that was on my list. So I took the Amtrak's. Again, it was like very much like a little spontaneous little trip to just escape a little bit and work some things out. So yeah, um, the trip there was totally fine. Like going, it was okay. Um, but like coming back, I regretted my decision. I was like, I should have just taken a flight, but it's okay. Again, it was totally fine. What I like about the experience, I guess, was just having the chance to kind of just again, the scenery is not the best. I think the Amtrak on the PCH is way much better. Because obviously the beach, that's all you constantly see. And, I hope to take that though. That is on my list as well to take the Amtrak on the PCH from LA to like Oregon or Washington. Um, but I saw the prices on that and that's also like very much expensive. So, I'm like I could just drive it myself, but hopefully I have that experience. It's just an experience I want to have to say that I'm like, oh, I did that. Um, so yeah, I took the train there and then I went to Davis and I specifically stayed in Davis. Um, and yeah, I had to work some things out and be with some friends and stuff like that. Um, and yeah, I got to kind of just not relive, but like I guess I felt these memories all over again of like, oh my God, like I was in school here and things like that. So it was like fun. I got to go to the famous farmers market in Davis. My roommate, she introduced me to this apple juice. Not apple juice. Well, it's apple juice, but these like people sell apple juice of like from actual the juice that comes from the actual apple. Um, and so, ugh, but they have it like frozen, and then it's kind of like when you drink it at first, it's like a slushy. Oh, so delicious. I love apple juice. So, like, I wanted some, but they had it sold out, so I didn't get to have that. But um, they have like a lot of like people just selling like fruits and veggies, plants, and then people have like their own stands of like things that they do. People have like, they sell like their crochet animals and stuff like that. And so I like even students have their own like stands of like things that they sell and make and stuff like that. So I like went and walked around and I'm very like recently I've become I think a little bit girly, like or more girly than usual. I am not really the type to be like super super girly or like I don't know, but recently like I've gotten back into my obsession of like pink and anything pink and strawberries. I love strawberries so much. And my mom probably thinks I have a problem, but I love strawberries so much. Which, by the way, you would think I would have tea in this. So, okay, for those listening on Spotify, I have like this mug of a strawberry. It's like my favorite thing in the world, and I know there's other mugs out there that are way better looking like a strawberry. Um, but I got this from Target for $5, so I was like, okay, Anyways, I just had to show that. Um, I you would think I would have tea in this, but I actually just have water. So, anyways, in Davis, like girls crochet, they're like girls and guys, whatever. They like have stuff that they've crocheted, and there was like a strawberry, and I now coming back, I was like, I should have just gotten it, like a crocheted little strawberry keychain, and I was like, I should have gotten it. But I hope to one day like buy. See, this is me rambling. Anyways, I hope to buy kind of like this thing that can go in my car and hang from the rear view mirror. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so I hope to like hang some strawberries on like crocheted strawberries. Like that's what I want. So, anyways, I'm very obsessed with strawberries. So if I ever like again, okay, whatever. I need to stop. Anyways, at Davis, this girl had this like little stand of um scrap like scrapbooking, stickers and journaling stuff. Like all those little essentials that people like to do about like journaling, scrapbooking and whatever. And she also had um like charms to make keychains. She already had like some that were pre-made. But I like again, I like to do that stuff. And if I had the money to actually buy all the charms and kind of the accessories to make keychain charms or things like that, I would so do it. But again, I would rather just pay someone to do it for me or make it for me. Anyways, basically selling this. So I she sold like you could choose out your charms and then she would just make it and then you just had to buy it, the whole thing in general. Anyways, I enjoyed it and it's all pink and cute little charms. So I very much, I don't know. And now I put it on my keys. Again, pink everything, like duh, Hello Kitty, a pink. Anyway, okay, yeah, I'm rambling. And so yeah, so I've been doing that. I went to go see that and just go have fun at the farmers market and just enjoy Davis for a little while I was there. I got to see the turkeys that are always walking around the town. And yeah, Davis felt like fall because of the trees. Like everything is brown, orange, red, yellow. Like, oh, it's so I mean, you probably could see that here too in LA. But like the fact that the whole town is like that, and it's just it just warmed my heart. Like, oh. It just felt like fall. It was chilly. There was a little breeze, whatever. And so, yeah, I enjoyed my time there. And then Sunday, I went to SF, and that was very much fun. I always have a fun time in SF. One of my things on my list, is kind of to go to SF, not just for like doing touristy stuff, but to have like fun doing like going to bars or clubs, like night outings. That's what I want to go do in San Francisco one day. So I hope to one day go with my friends or something and have like a whole weekend of just fun activities and do that stuff. Um, and yeah, anyways, so I went to SF on Sunday and I took the Amtrak there too. I think the Amtrak going there is like an hour and a half, so it's not that bad. And we went in the morning. I went in the morning and the Amtrak drops you off at, if you've been to SF, it drops you off by the Salesforce Tower. So, yeah, so I got dropped off there, and it's not a long walk from there to Chinatown. So, I think San Francisco's Chinatown definitely beats the Chinatown here in LA. Um, Anyways, I walked through Chinatown that day and then walked through Little Italy, which is way much Little Italy is way much better during the nighttime. Like there's a lot of nighttime activity there. It's very packed, very busy. So I again passed by there in the nighttime when I came back, when I was going back. And yeah, so I went through there and then I went to the Palace of Fine Arts, which is was on my lists of things that I want to see in San Francisco. Because I have already seen a couple of stuff, but that was like one thing that I have never gotten to see. So I went to see that and then again, it's not a long walk from there to the beach, and then the beach is kind of really close to the Golden Gate, which is like I think 10-15 minute walk to the Golden Gate. Um and yeah, so I got to take pictures. I hope to like make a little video because I did like film a lot of like little short clips of where I went and what I visited too. So I hope to post that on like my personal Instagram or something. I don't know. I think that's also kind of like a hobby of mine where I like to make like little creative videos, like reels or TikToks, not like of me, but of things I see, even though it's never posted. But so yeah, I very much enjoyed. I love going to the beach, so that like anything the beach, that's like my favorite thing. I love like, ugh, I just I just love the beach, even though I don't get in it, but I love the beach. Um, so that was very fun. The Golden Gate is always spectacular touristy place to go and see. I've seen it so many times, but from different areas, it's kind of nice to see because I mean, I've seen it from the actual place, like it's, you're by the bridge, you're like literally by the bridge. Um, and then I've seen it on the opposite side, and then now having just the chance to kind of see it from being at the beach, like the perspective of sitting at the beach and just seeing it from afar. It's very nice. That area was very nice too. Like you get to walk and there's just a lot of families and people just um meeting one another and things like that. So yeah, so it wasn't far from the Palace of Fine Arts. Um and yeah, also there, like I was looking at the maps too. You can literally take a bus down um as if you were going to the Oakland Bridge. Again, I don't know if you guys might know this, but like if you were to go down that way, you could definitely go to like I think it's called Pier 39 or Pier 39. I don't know, I might be wrong about that. But you could take the bus to the pier there and then they have like again like a lot of like shops and things like that and things about like the Alcatraz and you get to like I think about it kind of like the Santa Monica Pier. It's just like that. So a nice area to walk around too. I didn't go there this time, but I went there last time. I think this is like my fourth or like fifth time. I think it's like my fifth time going to San Francisco. Um, the first couple of times I didn't really get to see much, but now like every time I go, I try to like, okay, if I've been in that area, I try to go to somewhere else and things like that. Um, but yeah, so that was kind of like what I did in San Francisco, and then I went back to Little Italy and walked around there. There's a lot of places to eat in Little Italy. Like a lot of like pasta, pizza, mainly a lot of pizza, but like a lot of pasta and pizza places and like ranging in different price ranges. Like, in every corner there's like a lot of places. There's like a park there where people also have like their stands, um, kind of like showing their artwork, selling their artwork, uh, people just hanging out, having picnics. Anyways, and then from there, it was like already becoming like nighttime, like the sun was setting, like 4:30. This new time changed. I hate it. I hate it. But by 4:30 it was already getting dark, so I wanted to go to the Colt Tower. Damn, I need to get these names right. But anyways, I went to that tower. And it's not that far from Little Italy. Again, it's very walkable. It took like 10 minutes to walk there. Again, everything in San Francisco is on hills. So it was kind of like a bit of a walk, and there was a lot of stairs. But nighttime, if you go there, it's very nice because you get to like walk around the Colt Tower in like a circle, and you get to see like every corner of San Francisco. I got to see like the Oakland Bridge and then the rest of the city, and then you get to see like the side of like the actual San Francisco Bridge. And so yeah. So it like you get to see like the whole city from up there, and at night it's very nice. Okay, we had a little intermission because my dad got home. Embarrassing. And so that was it. That's basically all I did. Yeah, that was pretty much all I did in San Francisco. Again, I wish I had stayed like the night and like actually kind of lived the nightlife, I guess. Or I don't know, like every time we walked around during like while it was getting dark, like the bars were starting to open up. I was like, "Oh, I'm definitely coming." And so, yeah, in another life, without romanticizing San Francisco, well, maybe with no, while romanticizing San Francisco, I would definitely live there. I think it's a city where you don't really need a car. I mean, you'd need a car, like if you're gonna go out of the city or like whatever. But I feel like I wouldn't necessarily try to have my car there or try to have a car in that city just because I feel like, I don't know, like it's not really necessary. But maybe that's just me because I don't live there. If I lived there for a good while, maybe I would think differently. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of what I did. And then Monday, the day before I came back from my trip, I went to SAC. And yeah, I went to downtown SAC and then um yeah, just got to walk around there and saw the sunset, saw the um Sacramento Bridge, the Sacramento Golden Bridge. I don't know what it's actually called. Again, I'm so bad with names. I should have written this down if I knew I was going to talk about it. But yeah, so that we got to see that there and then just have like a nice time just seeing the sunset. I feel like Sacramento or in general, NorCal has one of the nicest sunsets. Even though, dude, it's like the same thing probably here. But do you get what I mean? Like, I don't know, like sometimes it's just different and it probably just hits different for me. So if you're calling me or thinking I'm dumb, I mean, if you know, you know. Like, if you know what that feels, you know. It's like, whatever. Point being it. That was kind of what I did in Sacramento. And I think Sacramento, and is just like the epitome of fall. Like the trees are just again, I don't know, just obsessed about the fact that I actually felt like fall. Feel like here in my neighborhood in LA, I don't really feel that. Um, I know the trees are changing, but I think that's like, anyways, in certain areas. But yeah, so then I came back on the train. It was a long train ride. Would not do it again. Maybe. I'm probably lying. I probably would do it again. But anyways, it was a good trip to kind of get out of my head a little bit because I felt like I was just in my head a little bit too much, overthinking. There's just so much pressure that I'm putting on myself that I don't know why. But yeah. It's nice to kind of just do that. Just go get out of here for a little while. Because I do get bored here sometimes. So, but that was nice. And then apart from that, basically how I'm doing mentally, and kind of just, you know, starting to dive into kind of what I really want to talk about, is well, that I've just been feeling a bit like too into my head, overthinking too much, overanalyzing a lot of things. And yeah, so that's really kind of like what it is. I feel like specifically, I think what I feel like is just I don't have that much motivation for a lot of things. And I've been feeling a little bit mm, like meh. And I learned I learned that that feeling of feeling meh is called anhedonia. So I have that. I think I have that or not. I don't know. But I guess it's just kind of just feeling like this loss of pleasure from what's it called? Your hobbies or work or day-to-day things. So that's definitely what I've been feeling. Not that I have work specifically, but I guess like my loss in pleasure of just hobbies and things like that. I feel like everything just feels so mundane. And it's kind of like so I'm trying to get some type of motivation somehow. Um, and so yeah, and I feel like that this trip kind of allowed me to get out of my head and just escape for a little while and just clear my head and appreciate everything that I have and feel a little bit grateful and I don't know. I feel like sometimes I do tend to lose myself a lot with so much pressure that I have and I lose that feeling of just, kind of myself and so yeah, so I kind of just went and it was a great opportunity to kind of just remind myself to just be okay and be grateful and of the fact that like everything's going slow, but it'll all come at its time. And so yeah, anyways, but yeah, really it was mainly because I just don't have this sense of motivation. Again, anhedonia, and so I'm hoping to create new hobbies and habits. Um, Not create new hobbies, have new hobbies or, get into hobbies that I was into before. And I'm like me looking because my dad's like over there. Um, but yeah, anyways, so like and then create new habits and leave bad habits behind. Um, and so yeah, so um again, kind of going back to my motivation, I feel like I've just lost motivation specifically in like job search. Um, because well, again, you don't hear back from people and then or you hear back and that's not what you want to hear. And you're just like, really? So, yeah, I feel like I lost a bit of motivation in that area, which is probably normal in everyone. But then, yeah, and then I feel like I've just lost this sense of tenacity, which is like this drive or having this determination for my goals, my long-term goals specifically, because I mean, short-term goals, I feel like what I have is just like getting a job, getting back into hobbies, hanging out with friends, doing things I love to do, traveling, stuff like that. I feel like those are my short-term goals, but like very much my long-term goals are very much like getting back into school, finding a career that I like, and things like that. And so, yeah, I feel like I lost a bit of tenacity there where I'm like, I don't know, like I very much had this drive while I was in school of like I want to continue school. One of my bigger goals, I think, is very much trying to get a master's and then going back to school mainly. Uh, when I was younger, my main goal was always to go to law school or be a lawyer. Um, and I lost that kind of like in high school because I was like I don't really want to do that anymore. But now in college, I'm like, oh, I kind of want to do it. It's not something I specifically talk about because I feel like I'm always the type of person like I'd rather keep that private because I don't know if I'm ever gonna do it, and if I don't do it, that's kind of dumb that people know and they're gonna be like, you're all talk, you know? Um, so yeah, but recently it's something that I've been kind of thinking about, and so obviously I'm still very much young and I have a lot of time to figure it out, but there's this pressure of like needing or somehow having to have it figured out. And so yeah, I don't feel as determined recently. So it's been leading to like just overthinking, pressure, and just anxiety overall. So I hope to kind of just change that a little bit. And by that is through hobbies and just habits, and then take it day by day. And so yeah. And so I think also what I liked about this trip, I know you guys are probably like, damn, she's like all over the place. But what I liked about this trip is that it kind of just reminded me, because Davis is very much a place where a lot of you guys might be like, you're corny or you're cringy, whatever. But it's very much a place where there was like a lot of stuff going on. Like academically, I was being challenged, and then mentally, there was a lot of stuff that I was being challenged with. It was a place where I had to learn independence and a lot of other stuff, right? And so, but it's also the place where I got to like pick myself back up again. Do you know what I'm saying? So while I had so many challenges, I was able to pick myself up and pick up those little pieces and you know, um, and so I feel like going back there helped me kind of remind myself that it's okay. I'm gonna feel this bit of a challenge, which I guess is my main quarter life problem now. That is like motivation, tenacity, um, just having this drive. And so that's mainly my problem of trying to regain all that back. And yeah, and so it's very much kind of how I've been feeling, and so I don't know what I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to do and deal with it. But again, I what I've been trying to do is just gain new hobbies or habits. Something that I would like to try to do that's on my list of like hobbies to try out um is scrapbooking. But I told my friend earlier I would love to do it, but I don't have the necessarily the means to buy all the essentials, like all you know, I mean, I know like I could get literally just a journal and do it, but I'm very much the type that I like to get cutesy with it. Like I'd like to, I want to buy the stickers, I want to buy all that other stuff. So, but I found an alternative, so I'll probably be doing that. But because I have my iPad and I used to use my iPad for school because I did a lot of math work. And so now that I don't really have that much of like a use for it, I'm hoping to take, put it to good use and do some scrapbooking, journaling on there. And so, yeah, so that's what I'm hoping to take on. I know that doesn't really kind of help in taking down the screen time, because that's also very much a bad habit that I have. While I was in school, my screen time, I was proud of my screen time, that it was pretty low. It probably it could have been lower, but I was proud for my screen time. And then now it's kind of like, ooh, like, damn, oh, like that was not me. That is not me. And so I want to lower my screen time, but probably doing it on my iPad doesn't help. But as long as it's a hobby and it's not being on TikTok, I think that's way better, and I think that's a win. Um, I also want to. These people also have like on TikTok again. You see, um, I saw like coloring. I want to start coloring, but not coloring with color pencils or crayons. I want to do it like markers and these. There's this specific uh coloring books. I think they're from like Bobby something. So I want to color I like want some, but they're kind of expensive. And then again, the markers, I feel like I could get the markers from Ross because I've seen them. They're like alcohol markers. So I feel like I could get those from Ross, But then again, I have to like order the books and then pay for shipping. Like I just want to color. But I saw an alternative to that. So it was just like doing it on my iPad. I could just buy like the PDFs, which are way much cheaper, and then just color on my iPad. But I don't know if I want to do that. So That's kind of just something that is on my list of like hobbies to do, coloring, journaling, scrapbooking, and yeah, on another habit, well, because my bad habit is my screen time and I'm trying to lower it down, um, it's reading. So I've been like reading books. My friend, she lent me some books and yeah, it's this is one of my books that I've been like reading recently. It's called Love Other Words by Christina Lauren. Um, Very cutesy. I think I'm gonna finish it tonight. So I'll finish that tonight. But one, I guess my habit that I'm trying to pick up is like instead of being on my phone before I go to sleep, I'm trying to read at least 10 minutes before I sleep, you know? So I'm trying to, and I haven't done it. So I'm gonna be honest because my mom would call me out. She's gonna be like, girl, you're such a liar. No, I haven't done it, but I hope to do it. And I hope to take that habit on. Or at least if I don't take it on before I sleep, at least I need to read for an hour. So again. And yeah, so I'm very much into romance books, so like that's kind of the stuff I'm into. Or what's it called? I forgot what it's called. Anyways, but yeah, again, that's what I'm hoping to pick up on and yeah, and go get back into the gym. I do go to the gym, but it's like I don't feel motivated to go. So I want to go back into the gym. Swimming, I feel like that's more of a summer thing. So I'm gonna have to wait on that. And I want to start running. I really want to start running, but the way I see it is like I need running shoes. So that's been my excuse for not starting. So, hopefully I get new running shoes soon. It's because I do want to start. I want to start running again. So, anyways, that's really kind of what I've been up to, and what's been going on in my head and how I'm and what I'm doing to deal with this stuff. And so, yeah, as you can tell, I do use the form of escape, meaning leaving, to kind of just get out of my head and fix certain issues. I'm very grateful that my parents just let me and they know that I need to travel a little bit and get out of here. And now that I have the opportunity and the break and whatever, I can do that. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been feeling. And then again, what I'm hoping to do to take care of it. Um, and apart from that, like the motivation for job applications, I feel like it'll always be down because again, it's something that I know I have to do it. It's right now, it's my job to do it because I'm not doing anything. But like again, it's just draining. But obviously I'm taking it day by day, and of course I am getting my applications in and things like that and stuff like that. So again, I'll just take that day by day and hopefully see and yeah, hopefully something comes in. Again, I always try to with stuff like this. It's very hard and draining, but I try to remind myself that it'll all come when it's gonna come. And it'll come. You know, it's if it happens, it happens. Um, and so yeah, so that's really just what it is. And again, I hope something comes up. I don't know. But for now, I'm really just focusing on this. And then as you could tell, this hobby of podcasting, just rambling on, um, is what I took on. So what I'm taking on. And I'm enjoying it. Um, because yeah, I like to do that. And hopefully, again, a goal that I have now, I guess talking about just a goal that I have for this is kind of to hopefully like this is funny because I'm like this has nothing to do with anything like professional. Like I don't have to do this professionally. Mm, but I want to like get this like recorder for um that like obviously records your voices and then that way I can plug in two microphones because doing it through USB is not really possible. So I'm hoping to kind of do that. Um Again, I'm still learning how this whole thing works and how to do all of this. So yeah, anyways, that's just a goal for like this hobby, I guess, that I'm doing. Yeah, I'm actually very proud of myself because again, this is the third episode. I would have actually given up by now, and I'm proud and surprised that I haven't given up. So, yeah. Anyways, that's all I really had to talk about today. I know it was pretty short and not much. Sorry about that. I didn't really plan anything because I was out this weekend and just forgetting about my life. Um, but yeah, so it was very much just all of that. That's kind of what I've been going through, been feeling, a little bit of my recap for this weekend. Um, Hope for next weekend I will plan to talk about something else. But again, I will have certain episodes where I just ramble on and talk about whatever I want to talk about. So yeah, thank you for sticking around for this episode, and if you have stuck around for this third episode and listened to all three, thank you. Thank you for listening. Oh yeah, and then before I leave, I guess I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed. Um, Not that I've gained attention, me acting as if I'm popular. No. Um, I've been a bit overwhelmed of the fact that, you know, people have like reached out because of the podcast or have said, "Oh, like I relate to what you said," or things like that. I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed by just a little bit of kind of like that, but in a good way. In very much in a good way, like overwhelmed in a good way. And so yeah, if people do mention it, I do get a little shy because again, I feel like this is my way of, I think the way my friend explained it or just mentioned it earlier, it's exposure therapy. So I'm trying to just get myself exposed to just talking, being able to talk and having some type of confidence, right? And so hopefully this can help me just have some confidence and stop being so shy, even though I don't know. Anyways, I don't know where I'm getting at with that. So yeah, anyways, thank you so much for listening to today's podcast episode. Thank you for sticking around if you have stuck around for the last three episodes, and I hope you do stick around for the next couple of episodes that come out. And yeah, again, everything will be okay. This is just me reminding myself. But again, reminder to you and to myself, everything will be okay. It'll all get figured out somehow, one way or another. And yeah, I hope your day was better than mine. And yeah, I hope you have a good day and a good week. And yeah, take it day by day. Take care of yourself. Um, yeah, that was Quarter Life Problems with Mel. So thanks for listening. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.